and welcome to this screencast on diet and nutrition. So we need to be aware of these 7 components of a healthy and balanced diet. In front of you specifications. So we've got carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, fibre and water. We also need to know about energy intake and expenditure and energy balance in physical activity and performance. So this is a typical exam question that you may receive on diet and nutrition. So take a look at that. You can pause it if you want to just to read it through, or I'll go on to the next parts of the screencast. First of all, what is a balanced diet? Okay, so the government recommendations are 2,500 calories a day for men, 1,940 calories a day for women. You will not be directly asked about calorie intake, however, just some useful information there. Men require more calories than females. So the composition of the diet should contain, this is important, you need to get these down. We have carbohydrates 55%, proteins 15%, and then we have 30% worth of fats in our composition or the composition of the diet that we have. So carbs, proteins, fats, 55, 15 and 30%. So first of all, if we are going to look at carbohydrates, now these are vital for energy production, okay? They are preferred fuel for exercise, accounting for approximately 75% of the energy requirements. Now the function, as I said, is to allow for aerobic and anaerobic energy production, as it provides us, or they provide us with energy for training and competition. Really important, this example, okay? So carbohydrates provide energy for training and competition. How are they consumed? We have starches and sugars. Starches are rice and potatoes, and they are stored as glycogen in the liver and muscle. Sugars are fruit and honey, which circulate the bloodstream as glucose. So glycogen and glucose provide the energy for aerobic and anaerobic performance, okay, or production here. Now, surplus glucose, for example, high sugar diet will be converted into triglycerides, which are like fats, okay, and then it's stored in the body as fat. So just be aware that the positives of taking carbohydrates or having 55% of carbohydrates in the composition of your diet is glycogen and glucose provide the fuel needed for aerobic and anaerobic energy production, provide energy for training in competition. That's important, okay. So below 55%, what the negatives, if we do not get enough carbohydrates in our body, there will not be enough energy for sporting performance, so the performer will fatigue sooner, therefore increase their risk of injury. Now, if we go on to protein, 15% protein function is for growth and repair, as well as can be broken down to provide energy for aerobic respiration if no other fuel is readily available. Okay, so protein is really good for growth and repair, making the muscle protein, so muscle increase in size, and so forth. Now, advantages, if we get 15% or plus of protein, we're going to build new muscle cells and compensate for the muscle breakdown after intense activity. If we do not get it, we're going to lose muscle mass. We're going to have decreased immunity, and we're going to increase fatigue levels as well. So that's your protein. Now for fats, we require 30% of fats, and the role of fats are to insulate nerves and form cell membranes. They provide a cushion for the organs and an energy store. Now they actually require or produce more energy than carbohydrates, so they can be broken down for aerobic energy production and have twice the energy yield of carbohydrates. Okay, so we need to be aware of saturated versus unsaturated fats. So saturated fats, first of all, this is our kind of like bad fat, so our butter and our bacon, and too much of this will increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. So you need to limit the intake to reduce the risk of these. Now we've got unsaturated fats. These are our good fats such as avocado, soybeans, omega-3 such as fish oils, olive oil, and these can boost the delivery of oxygen, improve endurance recovery, reduce joint inflammation as well. So get some of those considerations down. So they can boost the delivery of oxygen, improve endurance recovery, and reduce joint inflammation. So in terms of our benefits, if we get 30% fats in the composition of our diet, it is beneficial for the athlete to boost delivery of oxygen, improving endurance and recovery rates. Disadvantage is if we actually get more than 30% of fat, we're going to increase in weight gain and body fat mass. So it's going to increase the risk of obesity, which is going to have a detrimental effect on performance. Okay, so minerals, we need to be aware of the function, we need to be aware of advantages and disadvantages as well. So, simply, minerals are good for enzyme formation, so they break down food to release energy. More energy for the sports performer, the more minerals that we take. So, we get our minerals from meat, cereals, fish, dairy foods, vegetables, and so on. As I said, positive enzyme formation, breaking down food to release energy. Disadvantage: if we have low levels of minerals, we have a detrimental effect on the body's function, decreased immunity, increased fatigue. Okay, so vitamins. Vitamins are essential organic nutrients required in small amounts to maintain healthy body functions. We have fat soluble and water soluble minerals. Fat soluble vitamins, fat soluble are stored in the body and found mainly in fatty foods and animal products, vegetables, dairy products, eggs. Water soluble are found in our fruit, veg. So these are vitamins and not stored in the body and require regular intake. Now, positives of taking vitamins: it boosts our immunity, so training is not disrupted by illness. If we have a low immunity, we could get ill. It means don't train. So if we take on vitamins often enough, it boosts our immunity, so we're not getting that disruption. Essential function for tissue repair as well, which means it reduces the risk of injury. Negative: low levels equals detrimental effects on the body functions, decreased immunity, increased fatigue. Very similar to minerals. Fiber. So this is controls the normal functioning of the large intestine. So this is all about fiber is for our digestive health, and helps the sports performer absorb more nutrients. Okay, so a high fiber diet can reduce cholesterol, risk of diabetes and obesity, and we get fiber from fruit, bread, vegetables, cereals. So positives of fiber: digestive health, prevents constipation, which means athletes are more comfortable during performance. Digestive health means more nutrients absorbed, which increases our energy intake. Finally, you don't need to have any disadvantages for fibre. Finally, water. Water accounts for 2/3 of the body weight. Blood plasma is 90% of water. So our red blood cells, our platelets, our white blood cells, these are all carried in plasma of the blood. 90% of the plasma is water. So this makes it able to carry glucose to the repairing muscles via the blood. It regulates our temperature by moving heat to the skin surface or the lung tissue for expiration. This is something we will do in the future when we do training in heat. So positives for water: it's essential for hydration before, during and after competitions, especially in hot climates and endurance activities, for example triathlons or triathletes. The disadvantage of water is dehydration can result in decreased blood plasma volume, decreased stroke volume, and increased temperature and heart rate. So endurance and strength will decline under these circumstances, which is not beneficial for performance. Realise that's a lot to take down, and please make sure you have information written down. Please ensure you have detailed and probing, interrogating questions. Thank you.